we're going to be talking about how people can becoming real full-time professional past life hypnotherapists. I find that a lot of people will get a training, but then they go out into the world. But as soon as they come out of the course, they lose a lot of momentum. Well, now they have to face the reality, which is therapy is a lonely business. You're going to be on your own, and you're not going to have all your classmates around you and supporting you. You're not going to have your teacher there to help you through it. You've now got to fly real quick. And I find a lot of people do not. They glide down, hit the ground, and that's it.
Yes.
Game over. And so that's where my online training wanted to come in.
I'm looking back to when I graduated and then you're on your own. Don't you wish there was somebody like you back then that we could have worked with that did all of that? I remember asking, trying to find a mentor, and I could never even find someone that would work with me, or that they just wanted to take me as a client and they didn't have a mentorship program, kind of like that. I would have loved that back then.
I think a lot of people don't, to this day, understand the value of mentorship and how really significant it is. So, for example, just like look at the cost of past life regression training. There's a cost, but then there's a benefit, and you can think about how much value am I going to be able to get. Trainings tend to be a couple of $1,000s or in the thousands of dollars. How many sessions do you have to do to pay that back? Not many.
Not many
at all. So I have all my students take people through a program of 3 sessions of hypnotherapy for 3 clients. So that's 9 sessions they're doing. Then I have them do the same for past life regression. So that's another 9. But between lives regression, another 6. They're doing 24 sessions that they're then writing assignments for and then describing to me what happened. And I can go through line by line. Here, you did this. That was good. Here, there was an opportunity to do this and you didn't do it. I can tell you what you did, but I can notice what you didn't do. And then here's something you did, and don't keep doing that. You got away with it once, don't make a habit of that. And just these little adjustments are so important. If you know how to do it and you've done a few practice sessions, okay, that's the key to the door. But to me, you haven't really walked through the door until you've done your first 100 sessions. And that should be 30 clients. And then you're getting the hang of it. And then you've got to keep going and do 1,000. And so even if you think about my training, if I'm having people do 24 sessions while I'm mentoring them, they're paying to get mentored. I think they should get paid to do those sessions. So a lot of people say, oh, you have to do 25 or 50 free sessions when you're starting out. I do not agree with that. I think people should get paid pretty much straight away. And maybe not at the full rate. The real issue is people who think that their sessions that they're giving in the early days are valueless. I think that is dangerous, and it's not true. Remembering again that my students are healers who are already getting paid for their other sessions. So they're adding another modality. So if they're charging $250, $300 for their 60-minute session of whatever their main one is, why should this one be free? It doesn't make any sense. In fact, those people have no problem. They wouldn't consider. I don't have to have that conversation with them, because what happens is they go through the 3 sessions, and at the end of it, their client is thinking, I can't believe they gave me so much value. I feel so bad that they did it for free. I've stolen from this person. And so you're not helping out that client. You're sub-communicating a lack of belief in your own self and a lack of understanding and clarity about the value that you're providing. I have that clarity because I've taught a lot of students, and I know that at the end of it, they've provided hundreds of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars of value to their clients. And so part of what I can do in my mentoring is let them know that it is okay to do that, and that they can then pretty quickly ramp up to a good rate. And that will then cover a lot of the costs. So I think a lot of people come in being price sensitive about the cost, is another little indicator of sub-communicating a lack of understanding about the value that they're going to provide, and that you'll very quickly make back all of that money in the sessions that you give. But the key thing that I find is that the extra money you spend on the real premium mentoring training pays you back in multiples of many, many tens greater than the money you spend on it. And it really can be the difference between success or just having it as a sideline, kind of a hobby thing. Sometimes people will think that the momentum is not kicking in, and they'll be digging for gold, and they will stop just before they hit it.
Yeah.
And it's that little thing to say, look, that's not as much of an issue as you think it is. Do a little bit more of this and you're there. And that's the difference between really succeeding for your entire life in this industry or dropping out and doing something else.
Yeah.
And so the stakes are really high, and having that assistance along the way is really helpful.